Love yours.
Good evening and good day, everyone out there. Welcome to this evening's, afternoon's first installation of Porch Talk. Porch Talk is a compilation of oral histories from Wilson, North Carolina. We are underwritten and supported in part by Pepsi Bottling Ventures of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, Chanticleer Global Logistics, Wilson, North Carolina, Final Mile Communications of Wilmington, North Carolina, and the Darden Trojan Athletic Heritage Association. Thank you and enjoy.
3, 2.
Good afternoon and good day. Welcome everyone out there viewing and learning and listening from this. This is Coach H.B. Harris. This is our initial installation of what we hope will be an ongoing series of compiling and collecting oral histories and the traditions of Wilson, North Carolina. Today, this afternoon, our guest griots are some persons, individuals I hold very near and dear to me. I've turned to them many times for advice and guidance, and literally, at least one or two of them have literally raised me from my youth and assisted in that regard. And we sit here this afternoon at 801 East Nash Street, just about 2 blocks from where I grew up. And although you're unable to see it, I can look out and see that pecan tree that I used to call my brother growing back up in the day. And what we have here this afternoon, from my left and your right, the inimitable one himself. He's going to try to be modest, but we're not going to let that happen. Sterling Corbett, a worldwide traveler, businessman, entrepreneur, and leader. Next to him, to his right, is the irrepressible Sam the Man Latham. He is of historical note, as we'll see and hear. And also, I might add this, he's involved and engaged currently in his semi-retired state, a member of the African American History Trail of North Carolina, and he is the first, there can only be one first, drummer for the renowned James Brown. And last but certainly not least, we got the Queen Bee from down east. She is the Queen Bee of Eastern North Carolina, and especially Nash Street. And she is just about 20 years young, if she wishes to share that with you. And she's going to start us out by giving us some of the rich, storied history of East Wilson, North Carolina. So once again, welcome and enjoy. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Help me out in that regard. I appreciate that. And Sterling, whatever I pay you won't be enough. Your check's in the mail. Just make sure it's not rubber. It's stretching when you get it in your hands. I want to start here with Miss Rowe and just go back. Maybe we can start here. There's an adage that says, charity begins at home and spreads abroad. And I believe where we are situated and located this afternoon, this is your birthplace.
Yeah.
And the original house where you were born.
Yeah.
So, welcome and enjoy. And tell us what, what do you feel that you have been able to last literally for this young, well over 80 years at least? How long have you actually been right now?
All my life.
And how long? How many? Give those.
92 years.
92 years.
Yes.
Well, and I'm certain you'll be able to share with us. You've seen a lot that's going on right out here on these rough streets.
Oh yeah.
And you survived.
Yes.
What do you think the reason is you were able to survive when maybe so many others haven't?
Well, yeah.
We need the secret now. We need the secret to the key of life. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know about nobody else.
Glad. What you want me to say?
Why do you think you're blasted? What do you attribute that to?
Well, the way my parents brought me up. I used to sit on the porch, so I couldn't go nowhere. But I'd have to sit here on the porch, and that's how I knew everybody knew what was going on. And from the railroad back, I can tell you a few of the things that happened.
Okay, well, you ever sharing us things like some of the
Okay.
businesses that might have been
Okay.
there, some of the
We
people,
had-
places?
We had one cab company that was safety cab. The drivers they had to sit in their car on their street and get their calls and go and pick the people up. When you come on down, that was there in front of the railroad. You come on down, we had the Carolina Barber Shop, which Mr. Donald Hargrove owned. And down further was Moe's Shoe Shop. Mr. Moe had a shoe shop. All this was black. All of it. All black. Then we had the Rick's Theater. That was our theater down there. Then we had the motel. The Orange Hotel was the only black hotel that we had. Then we had Dr. Michener was in the $500 block. Then we had Wardrobe Cleaning. Then we had Dan Carroll's School.
Dan Carroll. Remember
Then,
well.
yeah, and then you had Yancey, you had Shade Drugstore in the $500. Then you had Yancey Drugstore. Then you had Artist Funeral Home there. And then we had Dr. Roland dentist's office. And then we came on down. Then you had Dr. Butterfield's office. Part of it was his office, dentist's office. And the other part was the lawyer's office. Then you had Don Funeral Home in the 600 block. Then our first black mail care was Mr. John Clark, which was the corner of Manchester and Nash. And then you come on down, and of course, this house is where I was born, still living in it, sleeping in the room I was born in. Then you go on down, and you had Talma Hunter's funeral on the corner of East and Nash. Then we went, you go on down, we had the People Palace, which was later called the Soda Shop.
Oh, okay, so that was the original name of the soda shop.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was People Palace. Yeah. Then you go on down, and you had Nixon Fruit Stand on the corner of Vic and Nash. Then you had the Elks Club. Then you go down in the next block with Dr. Cowan's office at the corner of Reed and Nash. Then you go down to Carroll Street and there you had Locust Garage and Kirby Surgeon grocery store. Then you went further down was Mr. Freeman. He had bales out in his front yard. He had animals out there. And the roundhouse was built, he built it in his backyard. And they later moved down Carroll Street. Then further down, you had a nightclub which was called Dewdrop Inn.
Dewdrop Inn.
The Les Best only.
We wouldn't have anybody sitting up here with us today that might have dropped into this. I want the innocent to remain quiet. I don't want to throw it. The young folks say they no shade on them. So the Dewdrop Inn. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Freeman was, our first stone maker. Nelson Freeman. And then beside him was Mr. Clarence Best, who made tombstones for the cemetery you bound from him. And then you go on down further. He had Elliot LaFlame had a grocery store. The grocery store was downstairs. He lived upstairs. Then you go on down further. You had Herbert Woodard. He had the motel.
Look
He
at
owned the motel.
They didn't mess up their hair a little bit.
Keep going. This is strictly organic. I love it.
Herbert Woodard. He had a cafeteria.
Welcome, by the way.
A nightclub.
A cafeteria, nightclub, and a motel.
Yes.
All on the same spot.
All on the same spot. And that's where the city limit stopped, just beyond his house.
Beyond Woodard.
Herbert Woodard's place of business.
Okay. Yeah. And I do want to follow up with that. I know there's some gaps out there that you can't fill. I think I got some gap fillers up there with. But what about your schooling as a young? Did you attend school anywhere? Was there a school life in existence?
We had one black high school, and it was called Wilson Colored School. And later years is when they named it Dodge High School. And you go to school, you graduated at the 8th grade, and then you could teach school.
Hold on. After the 8th grade, you could teach.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was that's as far as they went.
So like that. You got out and retrained the people who trained them what you've been training. Okay.
Then, in later years, they increased the grade to the 11th grade. And you graduate from 11th grade then and go to college. Then, in 1944, they added the 12th grade, and you graduate from 12th grade. And that was the only high school that you could go to. And what else? We had one black surgeon, which was Dr. That's right, Dr. Hines. And then we had a dentist, Dr. Phillip. He had a home down Green Street, and part of it was his office where he did his dentist work. And what else was it?
Now, I have heard, and you can verify and validate this, and this might have preceded you before your time, that there was a black bank on Main Street.
It was a black
Did you hear about? Was that something you heard about?
Back.
Welcome once again. This is Coach H.B. Harris, coach to most folks out there, welcoming you once again to hopefully what you'll find is another compilation of the African American History Trail of North Carolina in cooperation with the Oliver Nestus Freeman Roundhouse of Wilson, North Carolina. Thank you for looking in, learn, and enjoy. At the railroad?
Yeah.
Okay, where, Brother Latham, where was that located? What's their standing at today? What spot? Was it right this side of the railroad track?
This side of the railroad.
Yeah.
Just as you crossing the railroad if you're coming down, it'll be on your left, going up on the right. The last building that you get to going up on the right hand side, that was the Black Bank. There's a tail there that says get the money.
Oh no, we've had technical difficulties here.
This is stand back and read, took the money.
The money.
Okay.
The rat said it.
And who was?
They told the investigators. They told the investigators that the rat was taking the money.
So that's a legend that's actually true. The rats ate the money. And who would you say were those Standback and who?
Standback and Reed.
And who were they?
They was the entrepreneurs of Wilson. Mrs. Reed was the principal of first school down there, the greatest school.
Yeah.
And Standback was just a businessman here in Wilson. But that's the tale. That's the fact. The investigators, the bankers came in to investigate it, and the tale was that the rats ate the money. So.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, welcome. Come on, yeah, take some pictures. We're compiling oral histories here.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Start that over one more time for me.
Start. Come on, that roll going. Name.
You want me to move, baby?
Stop.
Don't have nothing to do with this picture now.
Stop.
Get out the picture. Get out the picture.
She wants to say, you have a pen?
Are you in the picture?
I don't have one.
Am I in there?
I'll find one. Start with your name.
They got something going on with it.
Start with your name.
Rick,
Oh, I got one.
my name is Sterling Porch.
Hey.
I was born and raised in this town on 304 Manchester Street. My history in North
Put it on the white
Carolina
side.
was my initial roots. And some of the things I learned from gentlemen like this and some other people out of Wilson. At the present time, you can travel all around the world, but you can't forget your hometown, which mine is Wilson, North Carolina. After leaving so many years, you yearn to come back home. Upon coming back home, you meet people and it starts like a new life. And then some of the old timers that's around, like Mr. Latham, tells you about things that you did miss while you were gone. And he tells you things that he did while he was gone. Then I meet people like Rudy Worrells, who lived in New York and traveled around. And upon returning to Wilson, he found Wilson to be two cities now. There's one city that's black and one city that's white. Now, a lot of people won't own up to that, but the city is split. Now, is the country split? Yes. Why is the country split? It's because of the people in it, and people don't have respect for one another, black, white, green, or yellow. Then you have people who believe that they are better than other people because of their financial status. Now, once you get into status for black people, we have to pull together more for financial status, education, academics, and also real estate. We have lost all our real estate in the city of Wilson just about to commercial. Everything is commercial. Now, once we receive a good price for real estate, then later they buy the real estate back. So this is known as East Wilson. That's where we are. And I'd like for Mr. Sam Latham to tell you about the inner workings of the music world that came through this city. Mr. Latham was here when we had James Brown at the Reed Street Communication Center. Mr. Latham?
Well, James, all the big bands came to Wilson. Basie, Ellington, Cab Calloway, Louis Armstrong. Wilson was the center point almost for entertainment. Because if the bands weren't in Wilson, they was in Raleigh. And whatever came to Raleigh came to Wilson. And the nucleus was right here. And Wilson was a growing big town, like during the war. Streets was full.
Love yours.